This time on Street Rat Garage, it's government vehicle sales. Open to the public. How do you sign up? How much do they cost? Stay tuned to find out. So today we will be talking about the website open to the public called GovDeals. This is where you can get all, not all, but some of the government vehicles that they no longer want, that have been wrecked, that have been seized, all sorts of things. Most of these right here are vehicles that are out of service, that they've already pretty much used up, and they're buying new vehicles, replacing the old vehicles with the new vehicles. A lot of these are state trooper vehicles and vehicles used by the state in performance of their duties. So the good thing about these vehicles is they're maintained on a regular basis. They have a set time that they have to come in and get the oil changed. If anything goes wrong with these vehicles, they'll slide this little thing. Just as long as the person that's driving the vehicle makes a note of it, it's fixed just like that. Now, it does get to a point where they won't fix it anymore, like these Dodge Chargers right here. You have to be careful buying these Dodge Chargers because, well, they have engine problems. They like to tick. The cams wear out. The cam rollers wear out, and the cams go bad on them. Well, that's a Ford Taurus, but on the Chargers. So you get about 100,000, 130,000 miles on these police Chargers, and then it needs a new cam. So you can get these cheap, but beware. These cams are almost always bad on these cars. Now let's run back inside real quick and I will give you the rundown on how to get started. So basically all that you have to do is just hit GovDeals, like right here, GovDeals Inc., and go onto their website. This is what their website looks like. So there will be, up in this corner here, there'll be a place that says sign in. I'm already signed in, and I'm, pretty much permanently logged on right there. There are a lot of categories that you can choose from. I mean, a lot. Today we're just going to deal with automobiles because that's what we do. But every one of those is a different category. There's everything you can possibly imagine. Agriculture, firearms, phones, what else? Heavy equipment, sweepers, laboratory equipment, marine equipment, motors and graders and dozers and music equipment, wood shopping, everything's on here. But my favorite is automobiles. Here's a couple that I have saved right here. 19 Dodge Charger, two 19 Dodge Chargers. One's in Ohio, one's here in Indiana. So they're already a little bit higher than I want to spend. So I'm not going to buy them. I just wanted to look at them. Anyway, they have several ways to search. You can search by category, what you want to buy. You can search by location, where you're at, what's nearby. You can search by closing today. So everything that's getting ready to close, like here, you can see there's 1 minute left on this 2013 Ford Super Duty that's going for 14 grand. There's a police Explorer that's going for 5 grand in 1 minute. There's a police Impala for $3,600. There's just everything. I mean, but these are all over the country. But what I like to do is I just like to go up here to this tab that says Advanced Searches. So this is the easiest way to track and get to what you want. I like to just go to locations right here. This is the easiest way for me to search. So I want to go within, say, 150 miles, because you can do kilometers, because this does do Canada too, and the zip code of, let's say, 46201, which is this very center of Indiana. So 46201 is the very center of Indiana. So I'm going to go 150 mile radius. outside of that, and just come down here and hit search. So that's going to pop up, you know, everything that's for sale in a 150-mile radius of the center of Indiana. So there's a look at that. There's a Hellcat, a 2020 Hellcat SRT wide body going for 60 grand. This is pricey, but for a Hellcat, I guess. I don't know. How much are they? 2020, 80 maybe. Fire trucks, work trucks, all that sort of good stuff. So if I see something I like, I don't know, this Ford Taurus right here, we can click on it and have a look. It's in Cincinnati, Ohio. So it's a 2017 Ford Taurus police car. Still has 6 days. It got 5,200 bid on it. So now if you want to look and see what this particular police department or city, whatever, whoever's ever selling it, it says Great Parts of Hamilton County, Ohio. That's who's selling it. You can go down here to sellers, other items, and just hit that button right there, and then you can see everything they're selling. For some reason, they're selling a Santa chair that's going for $427. So if you want a Santa chair, $427 there. Or you can get their 17 Police Interceptor that's going for, right now, $3,300. It'll go more. Or their Taurus right there. That's going for $5,200. Okay, I'm back on the search, so I'm going to whittle this down to just 50 miles. 50 miles, 46201. I want to narrow it down just to like Indianapolis area. We're going to go back and we're going to look, see what Indiana has to offer right now. Now the vehicles that I'm out there looking at right now, they have already sold. This is actually a little bit later, but I can go back and I'll show you what those vehicles I'm looking at sold for. So right now we have a 19 Dodge Charger going for $3,700. So I'm in Indianapolis, Indiana. I'm gonna go down here and hit the view button and see what else they have. Right now they have some F-150s, they have some Grand Caravans, some Dodge Chargers, old Chevy pickup truck. So that's what they have at this exact moment. Now, me out there in the cold is looking at some vehicles that have already sold, and let's go back out there and look at those vehicles. Then I'll bring you back in here and tell you how much each one of those vehicles I am looking at sold for. Now that you're all signed up and you have all the information you need to start bidding, let's look at a couple cars here at the Indiana State Auction. This is the state of Indiana vehicles right here. So this is nationwide, don't forget. So you can bid anywhere, Illinois, California, Florida, wherever. Not every single entity has its vehicles listed on this website, but this is just an excellent way to get started, and this consolidates a bunch of them down into one site so you can start bidding. So I am in Indiana, so this is where I'm gonna come so I can look at the vehicles. So also, if you want to start these vehicles, if you want to look inside of these vehicles, at least in Indiana and probably most everywhere else, you're gonna have to call them up. There will be a phone number there. You give them a call. They'll tell you when you can come look at it, the hours that you can come look at it. You come in Indiana, you can come here and you can start the car. You can move it forward, you can move it backwards. That's it. So you can't drive them around and test them out thoroughly. You can go through them, look for leaks, listen any knocks, whatever. But it's not like going out and buying from an individual. You can't take it out for a test drive. You can't take it out and have a shop look at it. So if you want to have somebody look at it, you're gonna have to bring them here. And they're probably not gonna let you have it an hour sitting out here because they're gonna be with you. So let's look at this one and see what we have. So this right here, this is a 2014 Chevy Tahoe. I have the app open and I am looking at the description of this vehicle right here. And it says Chevy Tahoe 2014. It has 243,000 miles on it, which is, it's a little high, but for these trucks, not so bad. What else do we have? It says it runs rear wheel drive, rear engine seal is leaking. So keep that in mind. Service tire lights on, spotlight isn't working, and roof liner in the rear is damaged. So I'm not here, I didn't call ahead. I'm just out here looking at them. It's Sunday, they're closed. So fortunately, they leave their stuff out. We're not gonna try to get into it because I'm sure they wouldn't like that, but it's open in a public area, so we're going to look at it from the outside. But as you can see, this is State Trooper, and it was just recently taken out of service, obviously. That's why it's here. It has a lot of miles on it for them, and it's an older vehicle for them. But you know, for someone like me, this would be a great daily driver. I mean, this is still a nice truck. It has the old school, not the old school, but just the stock rims on it. It doesn't appear to have any rust in the rocker panels. It's not all beat up back here. These trucks are usually used for like Department of DOT, like courier, motor couriers. They pull over the semis and you know, weigh them and inspect them. So this is like an inspection vehicle that runs up and down the interstate all day long. So highway miles, definitely, I guarantee you 90% of the miles are highway miles on this truck. Good vehicle still. Can you see inside there? It still has this police center console in it. They said the spotlight isn't working, which isn't a big deal. You can see it used to have a light bar on here and some antennas. So got a couple marks on there. You're gonna have there's a hole right there, a little hole in there that would have to be patched. Probably why the headliner in the back is falling out. But overall, this is a good vehicle. Right now, it has a day and 2 hours left to bid on it. Right now, it's at $1,250, and the reserve has been met on this. So they probably put a reserve on it like $1,000. They don't care much about this, so they're just getting rid of it. If nobody else bids, then whoever bid $1,200 on it, $1,250 on it, would get it. But it's not. It's definitely gonna go up. I predict it'll probably double. But we'll go back inside later and have a look. So next up is this 2005 Ford F550, and it has 171,000 miles on it. So let's see what it says about this truck right here. So this one, it says condition runs, turn signal blinks fast on the passenger side, bed marker light is inoperable, water and fuel light is on, so obviously it's a diesel, and slight oil weep at the pan at the rear main sill, slight rust on the bottom of the doors, utility bed service box with keys. So this giant monster right here seems like it would be a good deal if it sells for a decent price. So right now it has, what I say, $6,150 on it right now, and it is an attractive truck. And if it wasn't a Ford, I would definitely throw some bids on that just for my roadside assistance business, because that's a heck of a deal. That has got to be, what, back in the day, probably $50,000 truck in 2005. Try to buy that now, that would be well over $100,000. I would, with that bid on it, I would say probably more like $75,000, because that's a really nice bed. Has all the lights and bells and whistles. It looks like a 4x4 too, so we'll say about 75 grand on that one. Nowadays, $1.25, $1.50, crazy. So this is a few of the other items that are going to come up for sale later. I think this one's on the auction as well. I can't remember what it was at, but they have a lot of these Ford, I think these are exploders right here. 1, 2, 3 exploders, and a whole bunch of these police cars. And this is some more Chargers, Ford trucks, more Tahoes, work trucks, all sorts of things that are sitting here. I'm going to give you about 3 examples, and before the auction closes and then after the auction closes. So this is another one that's sitting right beside the Tahoe. This is, let's see what this is. This is a Ford F-150. Let me pull it back up here. This is a 2016 Ford F-150. Right now it has a bid of $3,525. So it says it has 161,000 miles on it. Extended cab, condition runs, check engine lights on. It has a misfire on cylinder 6, and a knock sensor that isn't working, right valve cover gasket leaking, and washer pump, windshield washer pump doesn't work. So first thing to remember, yeah, I'm sure the misfire and everything is of concern, but things like oil leaks, they will put an oil leak and list it in here no matter how small it is. If the pan is just a little bit wet in a little spot, they will put it on there. Say it has an oil pan leak, or it's leaking from the rear main seal. Doesn't matter how big, how small, they're gonna put it. These are state employees. They don't want to work on this. They want to list as many things that's wrong with it as possible, get it out there, and you know, go on to the next thing. They get paid by the hour, not by the job. So take it with a grain of salt when you go through there and look and the list of things that's wrong with it. It's usually not so bad. So let's just do a quick walk around on this. This is a nice truck. I'm not a Ford guy, but this is a good looking truck. Let's see if we can determine what this might have been used for. It has a sliding bed cover. It has a tow package on it that really doesn't look like it's been used that much. It's not all beat up. It does have generic stock rims on it. And let's see if it doesn't have a spotlight on it, and it doesn't have any computer docking station in it. So it's hard to tell. This is just some sort of supervisor's truck for the state highway commission, maybe. This was gently used, and somebody's probably going to get a good deal. Probably has a coil pack bad or something like that. Not a whole lot to go wrong with these trucks. But yeah, I would bid on this if it was a Chevy. Now it's time to look and see what we won at the auction. So this is our 2008 Dodge Ram, I think it's a 1500 work truck, single cab. I mean, they call it a single cab. It's bumped out just a hair, but well, this is what we bought. And what did I pay for it? Like $1,500 or something. I must have already told you about it, but now I forgot. This is our truck. Let's have a look. All right, let's peek around on this one a little bit. So it's got the crack in the grill right there. It's got a little bit of bubbling on the hood right there, and just a couple tiny little spots here and there. And it's actually pretty solid. But this, oh, it's got a toolbox on it. That's nice. The bed is not bad, really. It wasn't worked that hard. It has some dings and stuff on the bumper. Has a ball on it. There's a bit of a dent right here, and she's dirty. Looks like she's probably been sitting around. Let's open her up real quick. Open her up. Look on the inside. That's not bad. It's got some wear right here on the seat from a big boy sitting in it, but kind of looks like he worked alone. Those other seats are pretty good shape. 195 on the dash. Let's see, will she start? Well, yeah, starts right up, no problems. Check engine lights on, so we'll have to scan that and see what's going on there. Hear a little bit of a belt squeak. Let's go ahead and have a look and see what we got underneath of the hood of this one. Not too bad, it's dirty, but there's an engine in there. It has the 4.7 liter in that. That's a small V8. So that's not bad. It'll save on some gas. Doesn't have to be quick, just has to get us down the road, but not bad. Just a little bit of, you hear that belt squeak? Yeah, just that one bottom pulley, I don't know if you can see it, is wiggling around there a little bit. Might be that idler pulley needs to be replaced. But for the price we gave for this truck, we cannot complain at all. I would say this is a buy. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get this one home and see what else we can bid on. And we're back inside again, so let's have a look and see what those 3 vehicles that we looked at outside in the cold went for. The auction's over. They went through on different days. That's why we didn't sit here and watch the auction go through. But we'll get the final results. So this right here is the that big 2005 Ford F550. Now it went for $7,075, which seems to me like a really smoking deal for a diesel. I think that was a 4-wheel drive diesel with a giant utility box on the back. I mean, you could do, and it only had 171,000 miles on it. That's not a lot of miles for a diesel. So lots of life left. Definitely something somebody could use. I would have liked to have had that, but I really need a quad cab. Anyway, so yeah, definitely a good deal. I don't know why you couldn't double your money on something like that. Let's see, what else do we have? The white Chevy Tahoe. This one, I believe, was the real deal because they, I think they scared some people off by saying that it has a rear engine seal leaking, which I did look underneath that truck and there wasn't anything on the ground, so it can't be leaking that bad. My truck leaks a lot of stuff and it's still going without any problems. The truck had 243,000 miles on it, which is not a lot of miles for a Tahoe. That's no big deal. They just keep going and going. So that's sold. Let's have a look at it for $2,555. $2,555 for this Tahoe right here. The body was in such good shape. There's a tire pressure monitor light on. I mean, they don't give you a whole lot of pictures. That's also one thing that scares people away. If you can't come out and look at it, you can't see how good a shape these things are really in. But state-owned vehicles, they're good shape. It's a 2014 for $2,500. I should have bought that. I don't know why I didn't buy that one, but there's going to be plenty more coming up. So what is next on our list? I think we had the, what was that last one? The Ford F-150. That's this one here. So the Ford F-150, that was a nice truck. So that was a lot newer truck. It went for $8,505. So that, how many miles did that have on it? It was like 161-ish thousand miles. It says runs good, check engine light came on, a couple codes for NOx sensors, some silly stuff. But that's a bit higher, but it's a newer truck. So I probably would have rather had one of the Chevys than the Ford F-150s, but they have a lot of Ford F-150s up for sale. So that's the three vehicles, and they've updated since the last time we talked. They've updated the list again, and there's even more F-150s. I wanted to bring you in here real quick and show you this this one right here. If you're into fixing up vehicles, they have this Ford F-150 right here. That is, right now it still has 3 days left, but it's only $550. It'll probably, I'm gonna guess, gonna go for about $1,200 or something. But the wheel's off for whatever reason. Actually, I think it says it has the wheel studs broke on this one. Tire came off, and it says condition runs, no brake pedal dropped. I don't know what that means. No brakes, pedal dropped. So something happened to the brakes probably when the wheel came off. So you got to think about this sometimes. The wheel's off, so that part wasn't fixed. So it obviously was towed in when the wheel came off. Somebody didn't tighten the lug nuts. The wheels came off. It probably broke the brake line, and now the pedals, it goes down. It says wouldn't go into gear. Well, it was obviously running when the wheel came off. So it probably has a shifter linkage off. No brake lights, no reverse. I'm assuming that means no reverse lights because it already says it doesn't go into gear. So they are making this a little bit difficult and scary for some people. Rear brakes are low. Right front wheel and tire are in the bed. Wheel studs broken off. So what do we know about that truck? We know it runs because the wheel came off. And all that other stuff is because the wheel came off. is going to be an easy, simple fix, but nobody's going to buy this. Well, somebody's going to buy it, but nobody's going to want to bid too high on it just because they don't know what's wrong with it. It looks terrible in the pictures, and that's exactly what you want. So definitely a good one. This has 3 days left by the time, if you see this video on the first day, when I release it, there should still be 1 or 2 days left on this truck. So you can actually go and bid on this truck right here if you are catching this video on the first or second day that I release it. I'm going to release it on Friday, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday it should go through. Monday about 3-4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you're watching this, you might want to go and bid on that truck. That's a good deal. In fact, I might bid on it myself. Maybe I shouldn't even tell you. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show you real quick, and that is another good deal. That black Tahoe, we didn't look it over, but the one I was standing in front of on the first scene was a 2013 Chevy Tahoe. It had a little bit of damage on the rear quarter panel, not even on the quarter panel, but right in this area right here where the bumper, this little wraparound plastic piece of the bumper that wraps around, that was damaged, and that was pretty much it. It had 194,000 miles on it. It went for $2,400, a 2013. It also says oil leak out the back and steering rack leak, which, you know, I don't believe it was leaking that bad. So $2,400 for a 13 Chevy Tahoe. That definitely a good deal. I'm going to buy one of those Chevy Tahoes after I sell that Dodge Ram that I bought, and get the money from that. We're going back, and we're definitely going to either buy a Charger or a Chevy Tahoe. Now I am going to show you what I paid for the 2008 Dodge Ram that I left in there. So it was a 2008, it's right here, show you all the information. 2008 Dodge Ram, $1,305. That's what I paid for it. I paid like $91. The total price was $1396.35 with the fees. This is a lot better than most auctions. That's not much of a fee at all. So just under $1,400 for this truck. And I drove it home. It drives just fine. Has 220,000 miles on it, but that's no big deal. So definitely a good truck. It says what's it say? It says ABS and check engine light and tire lights were all on. Well, that all went away. Only I cleared the check engine light. That was nothing, just a loose cap on the gas cap. The gas cap was loose, but all those other lights are gone. And we have a perfectly good running truck with like zero problems. So $1,300, $1,400 for that. Definitely a good deal. I'm going to put it up for sale for, I'll probably put it up for like $3,500 and probably take like $2,700, $2,800 for it, because, you know, people talk you down when you list this stuff. You got to list it just a little bit higher because people are going to knock you down, especially on Facebook Marketplace. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Street Rag Garage. Get out there and bid, and we'll see you next time.